Maglakbay sa pagbasa, alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan, halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Adventure, adventure, tayo'y magpasat maglakbay. Adventure, adventure, tara na't sama na at sumakay sa adventure. Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa, alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan, halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Adventure, adventure, tayo'y magpasat maglakbay. Adventure, adventure, tara na't sama na at sumakay sa adventure. Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa, alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan, halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Adventure, adventure, tayo'y magpasat maglakbay. Adventure, adventure, tara na't sama na at sumakay sa adventure. Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa, alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan, halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Adventure, adventure, tayo'y magpasat maglakbay. Adventure, adventure, tara na't sama na at sumakay sa adventure. Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa. Alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan. Halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Adventure, adventure, tayo'y magpasat maglakbay. Adventure, adventure, tara na't sama na at sumakay sa adventure. Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa. Alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan. Halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Adventure, adventure, tayo'y magpasat maglakbay. Adventure, adventure, tara na't sama na at sumakay sa adventure. Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa. Alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan. Halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Adventure, adventure, tayo'y magpasat maglakbay. Adventure, adventure, tara na't sama na at sumakay sa adventure. Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa. Alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan. Halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Adventure, adventure, tayo'y magpasat maglakbay. Adventure, adventure, tara na't sama na at sumakay sa adventure. maglalakbay sa pagbasa. Alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan. Halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Adventure, adventure, tayo'y magpasa't maglakbay. Adventure, adventure, tara na't sama na at sumakay sa adventure. Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa. Alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan. Halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Adventure, adventure, tayo'y magpasa't maglakbay. Adventure, adventure, tara na't sama na at sumakay sa adventure.
Isang magandang bungad sa umagang ito. May mga sorpresang papremyo kaming nakaabang para sa inyo. Kung nais po ninyong manalo ng GCash, stay tuned lamang po. Sa mga hindi pa nakakapag-claim ng inyong prizes during our last live, kung matatandaan ninyo na nagkaroon tayo ng Read Venture Launch, huwag niyo po kalimutang mag-PM sa page ng Read Venture. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe sa aming Read Venture YouTube channel. Ako po, si Annie Rose Virodeo, DepEd TV National Teacher Broadcaster, also Read Venture Teacher Broadcaster from General Vito Bellarmino Integrated National High School, Silang Cavite. Magandang umaga silang Genos. Magandang umaga Cavite Province. Isang pagbati sa lahat ng ating mga manunood. Kamakailan lamang ay ating natunghayan ang isinagawang literary caravan, Brigada Pagbasa at Read Venture Launch, ang pinakabagong programang inilunsad ng distrito ng Silang upang matugunan at mabigyang pansin ang mga pangangailangan ng mga batang Silanggenyo sa pagbasa at pagkaunawa. Welcome to Journey to Corie version 2.0, Brigada Pagbasa Orientation. Kaagapay natin ang mga maaasahan at mahuhusay na miyembro ng lokal na pamahalaan ng Silang. sa pagnanais nilang mapagtagumpayan ang advokasya ukol sa paglinang ng kasanayan sa pagbasa ng ating mga kabataan upang makasiguradong sa kanila ay walang maiiwan. Tayo'y magbasa't maglakbay. Tara na, sama na at sumabay. Dahil sa pagbasa, may pag-asa. Sulong edukalidad.
Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa. Alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan. Halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Read venture. Tayo'y magpasa't maglakbay. Read venture. Tara na't sama na at sumakay sa Read Venture. Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa. Alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan. Halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Read venture. Tayo'y magpasa't maglakbay. Read venture. Tara na't sama na at sumakay sa Read Venture.
Mas lalo pang sumaya ang bayan ng Silang at nagmistulang pagdiriwang ng kapistahan ang ating Read Venture. Matatanda noong Lunes ay isinagawa ang ating napakasayang motorcade sa saliw ng official soundtrack ng Read Venture na inawit ni Dishon Andre Royce Rodeo. At upang formal na buksan ng ating programa ay sabay-sabay nating awitin ang nationalistic song at susundan ito ng isang panalangin.
Ang bayan ko'y tanging ikaw, Pilipinas kong mahal, ang puso ko at buhay man sa iyo'y ibibigay. Tungkulin kong nagampanan na lagi kang paglingkuran. Ang laya mo'y mabantayan, Pilipinas kong mahal. Ang bayan ko'y tanging ikaw, Pilipinas kong mahal, ang puso ko at buhay man sa iyo'y ibibigay. Tungkulin kong nagampanan na lagi kang paglingkuran. Ang laya mo'y mabantayan, Pilipinas kong mahal.
Diyos na makapangyarihan sa lahat, lumalapit kami sa iyo na may kababaang loob. Hipuin at abutin mo po kami ng iyong mapagpalang kamay upang sa gayon ay patuloy kaming gumaling sa aming pinagdaraanan. Ama, kaawaan mo ang aming bayan. Bigyan mo ng kalakasan ang bawat isa na maging matatag sa hamon ng buhay. Idinadalangin namin sa iyo ang mga pinuno ng bawat bansa, lalo't higit ang aming bansang Pilipinas. Gawin mo po silang ilaw at asin na magbibigay gabay at inspirasyon sa bawat isa sa amin. Ang aming ekonomiya ay iyong hipuin na muling manumbalik sa dating kaayusan para sa kapakinabangan ng lahat. Ang mga mag-aaral na naghahanda sa panibagong hamon ng edukasyon ay patuloy mong daluyan ng lawak ng isipan at pusong marunong tumanggap. Hinihiling namin na bigyan mo ng iyong proteksyon ang mga frontliners na handang isugal ang kanilang buhay para sa kaligtasan ng sinuman. Ang mga walang makain at matirhan ay iyong kaawaan na bigyan ng ikabubuhay at masisilungan. Ang bawat bata na isisilang. Nawa ang bagis na nila ay ang mundong mapayapa, ligtas, puno ng pag-ibig, pagkakaisa at pag-asa. Ito ang aming kahilingan, Ama, sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Hindi magiging matagumpay ang lahat ng ito kung wala ang ating mga public schools district supervisors ng distrito ng Silang. Lalo't higit ang babaeng nasa likod ng pagkakabuo ng Silang Creative Team at ng Readventure, the banner program ng Journey to Corie, at ika nga ng isang kasabihan, behind every successful man is a woman. Sa Silang Creative Team naman, behind its success is an empowered woman, no other than Dr. Jocelyn Joy Contreras. Isang karangalan ang mabigyan niya tayo ngayon ng pambungad na pananalita.
Supportive na Mayor Honorable Corie Poblete and Mayor Omel Poblete, our Vice Mayor Adel Bilamide, to all the municipal councilors, to my fellow PSDSS, Ma'am Cecil Alvarez, Ma'am Elsa De Leon, Sir Ray Gonsing, to all the school heads, sangguniang barangay, sangguniang kabataan, volunteers, stakeholders, learners, and of course, to all the viewers out there, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. After the successful conduct of Brigada Pagbasa Reading Caravan and the Motorcade held last Monday, masasabi po namin na ito ay isang matagumpay na paglulunsad ng atin pong programa sa pagbasa. And of course, the momentum should not stop. That is why we continuously provide this orientation for the home PASI, for the volunteers and the teachers para muli po ay makatugon tayo sa ating objective for Journey to Corie that aims to improve the reading skills of our learners, our batang Silanggenyo. Ang orientation pong ito, this orientation po ay magbibigay sa atin ng sapat na kaalaman kung paano pa po natin mapagbubuti ang ating pakikiisa sa bawat paaralan. Magbibigay po ito ng orientasyon sa monitoring, sa conduct ng pagbasa, and a lot of meaningful and useful tips para po sa ating lahat. Kaya po, ito pong Journey to Corie version 2. Since tayo po ay nasa sa second year na ng reading program ng Silang, again, ito po ay under the non-division program, Sparks. Since tayo po ay nasa sa pangalawang taon na at kami po ay nagpapasalamat pa rin sa local government of Silang headed by our Mayor Corie. Kaya nga po ito ay Journey to Corie. So kayo po ay amin pong inaanyayahang makinig, makilahok, makiisa sa virtual orientation of Journey to Corie version 2. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga pong muli sa inyong lahat.
Tunay ngang there is joy in reading. Maraming salamat po sa pagkakataon ating Ma'am Joy Contreras. Isang pagbati po sa ating kapita-pitagang ina ng bayan ng Silang, ang ating minamahal na punong bayan Honorable Mayor Socorro Rosario Corie Poblete. Sa ating Vice Mayor Adolfo Belamide, Mayor Emilia Lourdes Omil Poblete. Pagbati rin po sa aming principal kung saan pinagdarausan ng ating venue ngayon, sa ating live, si Ma'am Flor de Lisa A. de la Rosa, Principal 3 ng General Vito Bellarmino Integrated National High School. Sa mga principals po ng mga miyembro ng Silang Creative Team, shoutout po sa inyong lahat. At shoutout po sa mga miyembro ng ating Technical Working Committee. Pinangungunahan po ng ating direktor ngayong umaga, Ma'am Juby Saplan. Isang palakpakan naman po dyan, kahit virtual lamang po. Maraming salamat. Ang ating pong co-director at location manager, Sir Henry David. Nandiyan rin ang ating technical director ngayong araw, si Sir Joren Harin. Nandito rin po ang ating audio manager at ang ating master editor para sa programang ito, Ma'am Geraldine Rose Maravillas. Siyempre, ang ating Director of Photography, no other than Mr. Arkin Rodil. At ang nagpaganda sa akin ngayong umaga, kung ako'y maganda man sa inyong paningin ngayong umaga, walang iba kundi si Binibining Janjan Buklatin. Shoutout din po sa ating mga head teachers ng General Vito Bellarmino Integrated National High School, lahat ng PSDSS natin po. Maraming salamat po ngayong umaga at sa araw-araw po. Tunay nga ang kaalaman sa pagbasa ay mabisang katuwang sa tuloy-tuloy na pagbibigay ng serbisyong tapat at sapat para sa mga batang Silanggenyo. Maraming salamat po sa ating 134 viewers. Huwag niyo po kaming iiwan dahil maya-maya lamang ay meron na naman tayong mga pakulo at surpresang nakahandog para lamang sa inyo. Ihanda niyo lamang ang inyong mga cellphones at ang inyong mga gadgets para sa activity mamaya-maya lamang. Patuloy po namin kayong inaanyayahan upang makibahagi sa programang Journey to Corie version 2.0 na kalinsabay ng ating Read Venture program. At nagpapasalamat po tayo sa lahat ng tumutulong at patuloy na nagbibigay ng suporta hindi lamang sa aming team, kundi sa buong distrito ng Silang. Hindi ito magiging posible lahat kung hindi tayo magtutulungan, kung kaya patuloy namin inaasahan ang inyong suporta sa mga darating pang panahon. At muli, huwag niyong kakalimutan na mag-like, share, and subscribe sa ating Read Venture YouTube channel. Maraming salamat po muli sa lahat ng paaralan na sumusuporta sa buong distrito ng Silang, na patuloy na nagmamahal at nag-aalaga sa ating mga batang Silanggenyo. Hindi man naging madali ang pandemya at hindi naman naging madali ang pagharap natin sa kalagayang pang-edukasyon ngayon, ay patuloy tayong sinusubok, ngunit patuloy pa rin tayong lumalaban. Yan naman ang burong Silanggenyo. Sabi nga, gurong silanggenyo ang husay mo, gurong silanggenyo ang galing mo. Upang patuloy tayong bigyan ng inspirasyon, maya-maya po lamang ay makakasama natin ang ating inabala, ngunit talaga namang sa palagay natin ay hindi siya naabala dahil buong puso niya na ipinagkakaloob ang kanyang oras para lamang sa ating lahat. At ibabahagi niya maya-maya lamang ang kanyang inspirasyon para sa batang silanggenyo upang patuloy na magbasa at matuto sa kabila ng ating mga pagsubok. Kaya po, patuloy namin kayong inaanyayahan upang makibahagi sa programang ito sa inyo, mga sangguniang kabataan, sangguniang barangay, stakeholders, volunteers, home facilitators, teachers, at syempre naman sa ating mga minamahal na learners. Sama-sama nating yakapin at patuloy na suportahan ang ating paglalakbay tungo sa kaalaman. Kung kaya't isang inspirasyon ang nagpaunlak sa ating ngayong araw upang mas mapagtibay ang ating pagmamahal sa kasanayan sa pagbasa. Akin po ang karangalan na siya ay ipakilala. Today's speaker is a professional writer and proofreader who is known to have written books on English proficiency and personal development. A graduate of Bachelor of Arts in English and Bachelor of Science in Secondary Education, with master's degree in teaching English as a second language. He has proofread works for textbook authors from major publishing companies in the Philippines. As a professional language and communications trainer, he has conducted more than 300 seminars on English proficiency, professional preparedness, and communication in business and professional settings. He is also the head English trainer of Hannah Overseas English Institute, language training director at Upgraded Christian English Center, head teacher, and camp manager for iLeader English Academy, English and Communication Skills Enhancement Consultant at New Generation International School. His expertise in writing detailed narratives of customers' concerns is exemplary as he has notable BPO experience. It is with great pride to present to you the founder and president of Horizon Educational Solution, professional writer, English professor, literacy expert, professional public speaker, the man of the hour, Mr. Ryan V. Oy.
Hello, hello, and good morning, everybody. It's my honor to be here with you again for the second time. Last year we had our Journey to Corie 1.0, and this time it's going to be Journey to Corie 2.0, and we have major updates. So to our beloved mayor, to the PSDSs, to the teachers, to the principals, learners, and parents, I'd like to welcome everybody to our orientation today for Journey to Corie 2.0. So, just a moment. I'm going to bring up my presentation. All right. So, by the way, it is important to note that our situation is such that we cannot afford right now. We cannot afford to uh, be conservative about this illiteracy thing. No, we have to do something as much as possible to be able to curb the rate of illiteracy that has resulted out of the COVID-19 pandemic. So let me start with the presentation. I call this program the Illiteracy Terminator. Right. So we have been around for 2 years, and almost all the districts in the whole province of Cavite are now using the program. So let me share with you a little story before we move to the main content of our presentation. So there's this professor, law professor, who entered a class. No, pumasok siya sa classroom, and then he yelled a question to the class, the whole class. And when this kid Maria couldn't answer the question, what happened is nagalit tong professor, and he told the student to get out of the classroom. Yeah? Get out of the classroom, he said, right? Lumabas ka sa classroom ko, right? So, uh, he was so angry, right? He was really smoking hot. No, he was very, very hungry, angry to the point that everybody in the class was scared. So he asked, "Why are you in this law class?" Right? Tinanong niya mga estudyante, "Why are you in this law class?" So this is a story for you to understand the first step towards eradicating illiteracy. Right? I can give you a presentation on how to do the strategies and techniques, the system and the applications, but without this, we cannot go any step forward. Right? A single step forward. So he asked, "Why are you in this law class?" And people answered, right? They kept answering, and some students tried to answer as best as they can, but he said, "No, your answer is wrong. Your answers are wrong." Right? So, and finally somebody stood up and said, "We are in this law class. Nandito tayo sa law class ngayon for us to study laws and for us to know the right thing to do." "All right," said the professor. "I think you have a point. Yes, you have a point. We are here to study the law and for us to know the right thing to do." And the professor asked, "Tama ba yung ginawa ko kay Maria? Sinigawan ko siya, minura ko siya, at pinalabas ko siya ng classroom just because hindi siya nakasagot sa question ko." Tanong ng professor, "Why didn't you say anything? Okay, why didn't you do anything? Why didn't you stand up for what is right?" So again, tinanong ng professor, "Sa tingin ninyo, tama ba yung ginawa ko kay Maria? Sinigawan ko siya, minura ko siya, pinalabas ko siya sa classroom just because hindi siya nakasagot sa question ko." And everybody said, "No, mali po yun." And again, he insisted, "Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you do anything? Right? Why didn't you stand up for what is right?" And then the professor went on to say, "Knowing the right thing to do is useless if you don't do the right thing." Again, to the teachers, to the parents, to the local government officials, knowing the right thing to do is useless if you don't do the right thing. To the barangay officials, this is my challenge to you. No? Knowing the right thing to do is useless if you don't do the right thing. So we have three challenges today. First, number one, know the right thing. Kailangan natin malaman kung ano yung totoo, kung ano yung tama. Right? Number two, do the right thing. Kung alam na natin, dapat gawin na natin. Number three, stand up for the right thing. Dapat kung hindi man tayo ang gagawa nun at nakita natin merong mali, we have to do something to correct what's wrong. Right? Now, tinan natin. Tinan ho natin. Dito sa Pilipinas, kung saan bawal umihi, doon mapanghi. Right? Have we noticed that? Right? Kung saan bawal umihi, doon mapanghi. So it's just mind-boggling how simple this is to understand. Bawal umihi dito. But like I said, kung saan bawal umihi, doon mapanghi. Kung saan bawal tumawid, doon maraming tumatawid. No? Next, kung saan bawal magtapon ng basura, doon maraming basura. You know, this paradox. It's just mind boggling. We don't understand why. You know what's in the mentality of. We know that it's wrong, but we still do it. We still do it. And then we have this. Aso mo, itali mo, dumilang aso mo, dakutin mo. You see? But sometimes nagja-jackpot pa rin tayo. This is a law. Batas po yan. Yang tatlong yan, puro po yan mga batas. Okay? So, mahalaga kasi na malaman natin sa literacy mayroong tama at mali. Okay? So, mga responsibility natin and duties and responsibilities as barangay officials, teachers, parents, even the local government officials, there are right and wrongs, right? And this is very easy. This is very easy. Okay? Very easy to understand. Aso mo, itali mo. Batas yan. Right? But why is it that napakadami pa ring aso sa lansangan? And minsan nga, nahahabol ka pa ng aso, nakakatapak ka ng dumi ng aso. Why? These are very self-explanatory na mga batas, no? So, para po sa kaalaman po ng ating mga teachers, sa kaalaman ng ating mga barangay officials, SK officials, parents, and even learners, may batas po, no? Mayroon pong batas sa literacy. Okay? Ito po, kung titingnan natin, this is from the Department of Local and Interior and Local Government, right? Mandating all concerned government agencies and local government units to adopt the Literacy Coordinating Council, right? So, mayroong batas na nakapalikod dito. Okay? So, tingnan natin. Okay, ito po yung isa sa mga sessions namin where we talk with the people in government in Malacanang about the legalities of the Barangay Reading Center and the Counter-Illiteracy Program. Ang sabi nila, talagang merong batas na nakapalikod dito. Okay? For the information of everybody. Para sa mga taga-barangay, mga SK na nanonood ngayon, Republic Act 7743, an act providing for the establishment of congressional, city, and municipal libraries and barangay reading centers throughout the Philippines, appropriating the necessary funds, therefore, and for other purposes. It means to say, may batas po na nagsasabi, kagaya po nung aso mo, itali mo, batas yun, eto batas din po yun. Batas din ho ito. Na kada barangay ay dapat mayroong barangay reading center. Tanungin ko po ang mga teachers, ngayon ang mga nanonood, i-check niyo po ang barangay ninyo. Mayroon na po bang barangay reading center? Okay? Meron po bang barangay reading center? Kasi kung alam natin na may batas at hindi natin ginawa, bahagi na tayo ng problema. Okay? So again, like I said, hindi natin masasolve to kung hindi whole of nation approach. Dapat isalin na natin lahat-lahat. We tried na DepEd lang po ang nasa sentro at mga program na binibili ng DepEd, mga private stakeholders. Pero walang nangyari. So it has to be a whole of nation approach. So Republic Act 7743 says that every barangay has to have a barangay reading center. Okay, and again, this was enacted in 1994, which is a long time ago, right? It is a long time ago. Within the first 5 years, dapat po ang DILG, DepEd, at saka po ang National Library ang magpo-provide ng materyales sa barangay reading centers. But after 5 years of its enactment, dapat po na ang barangay ay mag-alat ng 200,000 yearly para po sa mga libro at mga materyales, mga equipment na kailangan sa barangay reading center. So the first thing that I will ask you today, okay, i-demand ninyo sa ating mga barangay, mga SK, kung hindi nila alam, i-furnish mo sila ng batas na ito. No? Ibigay sa kanila itong batas na ito para malaman nila. Alright? So, next, ito po, nakalagay dito, Republic Act 7743 was enacted to promote the moral and intellectual well-being of Filipinos by increasing the literacy rate. Okay? Over a decade after the law's enactment, only 1,136 libraries have been established out of 41,900 barangays back then. Isipin po ninyo, 41,000, sabihin natin 42,000 na ang barangay sa buong Pilipinas. Ang merong barangay libraries, 1,136. Yung mga barangay libraries na yun ay mostly hindi pa rin updated ang kanilang mga materials doon. Okay? Next. Okay? Yung funds, mayroon po talagang funds na nakaalat para dyan. So do not be afraid. Let's talk with our local stakeholders and most especially to the barangay officials. And you will find out later on. Okay? Ito po, mayroon na po talagang memorandum kasi medyo matigas ang ulo. Ang dami mga barangay officials, SK people na walang ginagawa about literacy. Napahapyaw lang palagi. Pero yung talagang drive about and for literacy, medyo payat na peto. So, in 2017, on the 9th of August, the Department of Interior and Local Government issued a memorandum circular that says, reiterating memorandum circular number na-cover entitled Establishment of Barangay Reading Center. Okay? Barangay Reading Center. So, dapat directed sila, no? Directed sila to provide the necessary funds. Okay? The local chief executives are hereby reminded to see to it that the punong barangays comply with the requirements of the foregoing laws. Kailangan po may barangay reading center. Hindi lang po dapat nakalagay sa balikat ng DepEd yung illiteracy, yung problema ng illiteracy. Dapat kasama po ang barangay reading center. Ang Republic Act po na isa, hindi ko lang alam kung nandito pa ho, ano? But yung isang Republic Act, it says about the universalization of counter-illiteracy movements by the government. When you say universalization, lahat po ng sangay ng gobyerno pwedeng i-activate. Sa totoo lang po, even the PNP, yung mga sundalo, join na rin sila ngayon kasi alam nila yung value ng literacy. Alright? Ito, nakabilog talaga siya. Reading centers what appropriating the necessary funds, therefore and for other purposes. Local chief executives, talking about the mayor, are hereby reminded to see to it that the punong barangays comply with the requirements of the foregoing laws, provide the fund, and give the necessary assistance. All right? So I hope the teachers will also be in the know about these laws. So ito naman po. Okay, Section 1. This is another Republic Act. All right? It is hereby declared to be the policy of the state to give the highest priority to the adoption of measures for the universalization of literacy. Nakalagay dyan, it is the highest priority of the state, no, to adopt measures for the universalization of literacy. Highest priority. Pero ang literacy sa barangay, sa SK level, wala siya sa priority. Dito, sinasabi dito, towards this end, it shall encourage and rationalize the formulation of policies and the implementation of programs on non-formal, informal, indigenous learning systems, as well as self-learning, independent, and out-of-school study programs, particularly those that respond to community needs. Ibig sabihin po, dapat nasa highest priority ang literacy, pero kasunod lang siya ng gay, Miss Gay, barangay. Yung literacy, hindi man lang maungusan yung basketball sa priority ng barangay. Before the new normal, in the old normal, kung ngayon nga ho, okay, this is very funny. Lagi kong sinasabi, a reminder to the SK people. Nag-offer ako ng ating literacy program sa isang barangay dito lang po sa Cavite, ano? May budget sila, pero yung budget limitado. Kailangan nilang mamili. Kung ang pipiliin nila, yung literacy program or yung Mobile Legend tournament. Okay? Ano mo kung pinili ng barangay? Mobile Legend tournament. Mas gusto nila ang Mobile Legend tournament kaysa sa counter illiteracy. See, that's how difficult it is to change the current mindset of our SK and barangay people. But I hope in Silang it's going to be a different story. So, step 1: know what is the right and what is right, and do what is right. If you aren't actively standing up for what's right, you're part of the problem. Ibig sabihin, yung mga barangay, SK, teachers, parents, local government na hindi nagko-cooperate, no? Na hindi nagko-cooperate, they are part of the problem. Sayang kung hindi sana ikaw nakaupo dyan. Kung iba ang nakaupo, baka mas naintindihan nila yung value ng literacy at ginawa nilang part of their priority. So step 1, know what is right. Okay? Know what is right. Sorry, my typo error. Know what is right and do what is right. Now, look at this. Right? So, alam na natin ang batas. Let's do something about it. This goes out to the barangay people. Let's do something about it. May batas na kailangan daw may reading center. Do something about it. May batas na kailangan daw we have to allot 200,000 about annual income. Wag nang 200,000. 100,000 na lang para bumili ng mga libro, i-build yung ating barangay reading center sa mga SK and barangay people. Let's do it, right? Let's do it. It is the highest priority of the state according to the law. Right? And you also have to think the same way, right? Now, again, if you aren't actively standing up for what is right, you're part of the problem. Kung hindi mo nilalabanan, kung wala kang ginagawa para puksain ang illiteracy, kung ikaw SK or barangay official, bahagi ka ng problema. Okay? So, ang challenge ko sa inyo, basahin ang batas at gawin kung ano nakasaad sa batas. All right, let's go. Number 2, understand the situation. Right? We have to understand the situation. Now, look at this. Pilipinas. We are lying on typhoon passage, right? Halos lahat ng mga bagyo dumadaan sa atin. So, very common sa atin ang bagyo almost every month, pero lucky tayo in the past month, parang wala gaano, no? But very common sa atin yan. Ngayon, we have to first understand the demography. No? Like I said, understand the situation. Ito, this goes out to the teachers, to the barangay officials, to the mayor and the local government, the PSDSs and the principals. Number one, we have to understand the demography, the social status, poverty rate, financial status, geography, culture, educational attainment, and priorities of the people that we are trying to give the literacy program to. No? So that's first. Next, titingnan natin, we lie, like I said, on a passage. Almost every month may mga typhoon tayo. And what happens pag mayroong typhoon? Wala tayong pasok. Nababawasan yung pasok. Next, yung Taal volcanic eruption. Okay? Yung si Taal andyan lang. Anytime na pumutok ulit ang Taal, we will be affected. Right? We will be affected. So, wala na namang pasok. Ang haba ng panahon na walang pasok. Next, dito sa Cavite, very, tayo, no? Ang dami nating cancellations due to rain. Yung medyo malalakas na mga ulan. So, that adds up to the problem kasi imbis na yung bata makapag-aral, hindi sila makakapasok. Walang pasok dahil sa cancellation due to rain. Next, we are the holiday capital of the world. We have so many holidays in the Philippines. No? If you take a look at it, we are perhaps one of the countries in the whole world with most number of holidays. Napakadami nating holidays from the national level, no, on both sides, sa mga Christians, sa mga Muslims, or sa barangay level, provincial level, ang dami po nating holidays, even sa barangay level. Okay? So, those are days na walang pasok ang mga bata. Next. Okay? Kanselado ang face-to-face classes. Bakit? Because of COVID-19. So, for almost 2 years now, wala tayong pasok. Now, why am I trying to discuss this? I'm discussing because I'm trying to give you an approximate idea kung ano ang situation sa ground. No? Walang kuryente. Madalas walang kuryente. Pag may bagyo, pagkatapos ng bagyo, sira yung linya ng kuryente, wala na namang pasok, right? Walang tubig, walang pasok. This is very common in different municipalities, right? So, next, may mga parents na walang pera, walang pampabaon sa anak nila, wala na naman pumpasok, right? So what happens actually is sobrang dami ng cancellations. Sobrang dami ng, what do you call that? Days na walang pasok ang mga bata. So imbis na maturuan sila, hindi na sila naturuan ng mga teachers, right? So, we have to take that into account. Next, we have to unmask the illiteracy monster. Okay, so step 2 is understand the situation on the ground. Okay, later on, we will discuss that further. Right? Number 3, unmask the illiteracy monster. Ano ang literacy? Ikaw, barangay kapitan, barangay kagawad, barangay like SK chairman, right? Chairperson. Ano ang illiteracy para sa iyo? Right? Kasi most of the time kasi tingin natin illiteracy, ganito lang siya. Pag hindi ka nakabasa, hindi ka makakamove sa next na grade, right? So we look at illiteracy as a mere academic skill. Hindi po. Hindi lang po academic ang literacy. Illiteracy is a life and survival tool. Pag wala kang literacy skill, mahirap mag-survive dito sa mundo. Okay? Ngayon, we have to unmask the monster. Literacy is a dream killer. It's a dream killer. As a matter of fact, literacy, just like COVID-19, is a pandemic. Literacy is the invisible pandemic. All right? Now, look at this. Mayroon na tayong vaccine sa tuberculosis. Mayroon na rin tayong vaccine for animal bites. As a matter of fact, we already have a vaccine for coronavirus, right? But where is the vaccine for illiteracy? Right? Look at that. Illiteracy has been around longer than coronavirus and probably has been around longer than tuberculosis. But where is the vaccine for illiteracy? Yan ang tanong ng mga kabataan ngayon. Nasaan ang vaccine sa illiteracy? Right? Natatakot tayo sa COVID-19 kasi mga 5 million na ang napatay niya. Okay? 5 million people yielded to COVID-19. So, but illiteracy is not part of our priorities. Why? Because we don't understand the narrative. Akala natin hindi siya ganun ka-monstrous yung epekto niya. So let me just debunk that. Let us unmask the devils of illiteracy. Right? This goes to the barangay. Kung ang barangay ay talagang ano sila doon sa mga petty crimes, no? Sa prostitution, sa human trafficking, drug addiction, poverty, kung kayo po ay concerned doon, you have to be alarmed when you see this. One, 70% of prisoners in the country are classified as categorically illiterate. Ito yung mga tao na nakapag-aral, nakakabasa ng konti, but they're not as professionally literate. Right? They're categorically illiterate. One way or another, illiterate sila. 70% of prisoners. Ito yung mga taong walang choice eh. Hindi naman sila lahat masasama. May mga tao na kulong lang dahil wala silang choice. No? Next, 80% of juvenile offenders are functionally or marginally illiterate. What is the meaning of this, right? 80% of juvenile offenders are functionally or marginally illiterate. Yung mga batang ayaw nang pumasok, nag-withdraw na kasi hindi sila nakakabasa, natatakot na sila sa teacher. As a matter of fact, pag sinasabi mong papabasahin mo, parang nanginginig ang bata, no? So parang yun ang naging stereotype sa reading. No? 80% of juvenile offenders are functionally or marginally illiterate. Yung mga batang hindi na pumapasok dahil hindi sila nakakabasa. Paulit-ulit na lang sila sa grade 2. Ayaw na nila. No? Anong gagawin nila? Okay. Sabi ng nanay, mag-aral ka. Pero in reality, pupunta sa school, magka-cutting classes, lalabas at gagawa ng kalokohan. Right? Next, 43% of those with lowest literacy rate live in poverty. You need to understand that poverty and literacy are proportional, right? Proportional sila. Yung mga bata, halos na hindi nakakabasa, they can be, illiteracy can be tantamount to, right? Or even worse than poverty. So illiteracy is always equated with poverty. Illiteracy rate equals poverty rate, more or less. Right? Next, 70% of illiterate individuals work in 3D jobs. Yung 3D, dangerous, dirty, and ano pa yung isa? Nakalimutan ko, actually 4D yan eh. Dirty, dangerous, and difficult. No? Difficult jobs. 70% of illiterate individuals work in 3D jobs. I do not wish to see one of my children get out of a septic tank like this, covered in human feces. Right? Ito yung trabaho. Kaya napipilitan sila magtrabaho. Pero okay na nga yan eh. Kasi yung mga tao na hindi nakapagtapos at hindi nakapag-aral at hindi makahanap ng trabaho, most of the time, they are tempted to do or left with no choice but do petty crimes to survive. Right? Magnakaw, akyat bahay, petty crimes. Ang iba, magiging prostitutes. No, pero okay na nga to eh. No? Okay na yan. Kahit pa paano nagtatrabaho sila ng marangal. But you, as a teacher, would never want to see, any of your children in this kind of situation. Right? You, as a barangay official, do not wish to see any of your children in the barangay be in this kind of situation. But the reality is, if they are illiterate, they can never have so many choice as do people who are literate, who have educational attainments. So, 70% ng mga taong illiterate, wala silang choice, kundi patusin ang mga trabahong 3D, right? Difficult, dangerous, and dirty. Next, 75% of illiterate kids come from illiterate parents. See, if you take a look at this thing, this is a vicious cycle. Si nanay hindi nakakabasa, therefore si bata hindi nakakabasa. Bakit hindi nakabasa si nanay? Kasi hindi nakabasa yung mga parents niya. Bakit hindi nakabasa? Kasi wala silang pera, hindi nakapunta sa school. So it's a vicious cycle. Those who are poor becomes poorer. Right? Poorer in the process. Okay? So we have to break that cycle. Now, look at this. Most victims of human trafficking are minimally literate. Ito, sinasabi ko po para, sinasabi ko po ito para tayo ay mamulat yung ating mga mata at mga isipan natin sa realidad ng illiteracy. Ang illiteracy, hindi lang po siya isang academic skill. This is a life skill without which you will find it hard to even survive. You just keep your head above the water, you know. Most victims of human trafficking are minimally literate, okay? They're adults who sell sex to pay for college tuition and rent, runaway yung bata na naglayas, you know, who sell sex to buy food and shelter, you know. So marami, but the underlying factor is always literacy, the lack of employment and the lack of progress, the lack of money and the lack of opportunity, right? Next, itong masakit. 70% of people recruited as rebels have low levels of literacy. Kaya kung si barangay captain, hindi pa rin tinatamaan ngayon. Kung si SK, hindi pa rin naintindihan kung ano yung, kung gaano ka monstrous itong illiteracy na ito. Hindi ko na alam kung paano pa. This is data from the Philippine National Police, from the AFP. 70% of people recruited as rebels have low levels of literacy. Ang nakikita natin na matatalino ng mga rebelde, yun lang mga nasa taas. Pero yung mga nasa ibaba nila, no? Yung mga talagang nakikipagbakbakan. At yung mga taong ignorante, no? Mga taong mangmang, mga taong hindi nakapag-aral, mga taong walang ibang option kundi, you know, madali silang maloko. Kaya 70% of people recruited as rebels have low levels of literacy. No? Next. 5% of petty crimes can be traced back to illiteracy. Kita ninyo? Drugs, prostitution, juvenile delinquency, even pagbenta ng organs, internal organs, 65% of petty crimes can be traced back to illiteracy. Next, let's try to take a look at this one. So first, hindi ako makabasa, no? So I can't read. And because I can't read, pasok ka sa school, but you know, you can only have so much, right? There has to come a time when you say enough is enough. Pinabasa ka, hindi ka nakabasa, hindi ka makapag-participate, ayaw mo nang pumasok, you feel alienated, you feel discriminated against, no? Pag tinanong mo mga bata, sino sa inyo nakakabasa? Sasabihin nila, si Mark hindi nakakabasa, si Juan hindi nakakabasa. You're always subject of ridicule. You know, so you will be ridiculed, you will be mocked, you will be insulted, and so yung bata, ayun, you want to be the constant mali sa loob ng classroom. Walang bata na gusto laging maging mali, no? So yung bata na hindi nakakabasa, madi-discourage, magda-drop out sa school. Pag nag-drop out sa school, hindi na makapagtapos ng college. Pag hindi nakapagtapos ng college, even yung mga nakapagtapos ng college, sa totoo lang, marami sa kanila jobless. Paano na yung mga talagang hindi nakatapos ng college, hindi naka-apak ng high school, no? Because they couldn't read. They will become jobless. Take a look at this one. If you are jobless, right? If you are jobless, tapos nagkasakit ka, nagutom ka, anong choice mo? Pwede mong tiisin at mamuhay ka sa poverty, you know? You're one of those poor people living on the streets. Or you say, oh, no, I can do something else. So most of the jobless people can either choose between a life of crime and a life of poverty. So illiteracy is that dangerous, no? Pag tinamaan ng COVID ang isang tao, pwede ka pang mabuhay. Pero pag tinamaan ng illiteracy ang isang bata, goodbye ka na sa pangarap mo. Goodbye na. Kasi hindi na mangyayari yan. Okay? So there is a direct relationship between illiteracy, joblessness, crime, and poverty. Right? Now, what's worse? Yung batang hindi nakabasa, manghihingi, nanlilimos, pero pag lumaki-laki ng konti yan, mahina ang panlilimos, hahawak ng baril o hahawak ng kutsilyo at mang-hold up na lang. Do you want that? Your family and friends could be the next victim. Could be his next victim. Now, this is cliche, right? First, kids learn to read and then they read to learn. Now, education is the gateway to success. If you want to get success and opportunities, education is important. It's the gateway to success. But literacy is the gateway to education. So, for those kids who can't read, it's game over before it even starts. Nagsisimula pa lang, game over na. Kawawa naman ang bata. Nagsisimula pa lang, alam mo na kung anong mangyari sa kanya. Pag ang bata hindi nakapasa, hindi nakapasa ng grade 2, alam mo na, ano ba? Magiging doktor yan? Magiging architect? Magiging engineer? Magiging lawyer? No, 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 forget about it. Now, one thing, this is according to Madam Lorraine Badoy of the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict in the Philippines. Isa sa mga spokesperson po, no? On sectoral concerns. Sabi ni Ma'am Lorraine, ni Dr. Lorraine, sabi niya sa amin during the meeting, people who are illiterate becomes social parasites. Yung hindi nakakabasa, hindi magkakaroon ng magandang trabaho, hindi makakapagnegosyo, walang opportunities, so therefore maglalahad na lang palagi, no? Yung kagaya ng mga kadamay, yung mga member ng 4Ps, hindi naman ho lahat, no? Pero karamihan sa kanila doon na pupunta, nagiging social parasite sila. So imbis na tumulong sila sa pag-unlad ng bansa, sila ay actually burden ng ating bansa. Kailangan natin silang tulungan para sila mabuhay, you know? It's not even existence, it is what we call subsistence, no? So hindi maganda pag ang bata hindi nakakabasa. Now, this is still part para po maintindihan natin sa mga barangay officials at lahat-lahat ng mga nakikinig ngayon. In 2018, the Program for International Student Assessment conducted a test, and the Philippines ranked last, second to the last actually, in math, science, and reading. And right after that, okay, in 2019, in the Trends International Mathematics and Science Survey, the Philippines ranked lowest among the 58 countries in math and science global assessment. So, ibig sabihin ho, medyo malungkot na balita yan, no? These are some sad facts. Over 80% of the students in the Philippines did not reach the minimum level of proficiency in reading, which is one of the largest share of non-performers among all PISA participating countries. Hindi lang po tayo bumagsak. We did not just fail, we failed miserably. Parang nasa 400 yata ang passing. Ang mga nakuha ng estudyante natin, correct me if I'm wrong, nasa 270 lang. Ang layo po natin sa passing rate. Now, I'm not going to read all of this, but it says that we are performing lower than, our performance is lower than most countries in the whole world. Now, ito yung matindi. Dun sa gitna lang, no? Yung socio-economically advantaged students outperformed disadvantaged students in reading by 88 score points in the Philippines. Yung mga bata na galing sa pamilyang medyo may kaya, mas maganda ang performance nila, nalamangan nila ng 88 score points ang mga bata galing sa mga disadvantaged family. Yung mga bata na galing sa poor families. All right. Another thing, high teacher-learner ratio. In the whole world, Philippines po ang isa sa may pinakamataas na teacher-learner ratio. So hindi po natin pwedeng sisihin ang mga teachers. Teachers, bakit hindi nakabasa? Isipin mo, hindi lang po 31 yan in reality. It could go up to even 40 student per classroom, no? In some cases nga, may 50 pa. So paano mo papabasa lahat ng teacher yan? Iba-iba ang mga skills niyan. Iba-ibang mga kartihan at mga problems ng mga batang yan. Situations ng mga batang yan. So napakataas po ng teacher-learner ratio sa Pilipinas. It's one of the reasons why it's hard to teach basic reading. So, if that happened in 2018 and 2019, right, na andun pa si teacher para turuan ang mga bata, ibig sabihin, yung result na yon sa PISA at saka sa TIMSS happened in 2018 and 2019 respectively, right? In 2018 and 2019, at least in the first half of 2019, may teacher pa na nagtuturo. Nakakapunta pa ang mga teacher sa bahay at yung mga bata naman nakakapunta pa sa school, may Sunday remediation, may after-class remediation, andun, in short, si teacher. Walang constraints. Ganun na ang resulta. Ano kaya mangyari in 2020 and 2021 when face-to-face classes are canceled? So let me ask you a question. Do you think it's going to go from bad to worse or from good to from bad to good? No, I cannot see this going any better. Right? Kung andun ba si teacher, ganun ang situation, all the more ngayon. That's why we have to do something about it. Now, next. Until step 5 lang to. Mabilis na lang po tayo, kaya wag kayong mag-alala. No? Step 4. Understand the system. It's important for us to understand the system. So, sistema natin sa Pilipinas, ako nagtataka. Ano, sana may mga daycare center teachers na nakikinig ngayon. Sa daycare center po, isang taon lang bata doon, pero ayaw nila magturo ng literacy. As a matter of fact, sabi nga nila, it's not part of their mandate. No? Wala siya sa mandato ng mga daycare center teachers. But I'm just wondering. So, ano lang daw sila dyan? Socialization, stuff like that, you know? 1 year, sayang. But anyway, that's how it goes. This is the system. That's why we have to understand. Okay? Ngayon, we tried promoting literacy to kindergarten children, and some people do not want to teach literacy in kindergarten. As you look at this, the daycare sila, socialization. Sa kindergarten, I don't know what to teach. What they're going to be there to teach, right? Ayaw nila turuan ng mga bata ng reading sa kindergarten. This is the system. And sometimes we think it's wrong, but that's how it is, right? So we need to live with it and probably do something to slightly modify the situation. But generally speaking, kindergartners are not supposed to be taught literacy according to DepEd, right? So they will only learn literacy in first grade. Now, in first grade, this is what happens. First quarter, correct me if I'm wrong, pero ang sabi nila in first quarter, wala pang literacy. Okay? Second quarter, gagamit sila ng magkakaroon na ng Filipino reading, Filipino literacy. Ang ginagamit nilang approaches are marungko, claveria, and yeah, technically ganun siya. Ang claveria at marungko naman kasi, ang pagkakaiba lang nila kasi sa claveria, gumagamit ng pictures. Pero yung setup nila, pareho lang. Pagpapantig-pantig pa rin ho. Nagsisimula sa ba, be, bi, bo, bu, okay, ma, sa, ba, ta, basta ganun po yung style ng Filipino reading, no? Pagpapantig. Ang tawag natin yan is syllabic reading. Okay? Third quarter, English reading. Gagamit sila ng Fuller, Dolch, and phonemic awareness. Now, ang nangyari, second quarter, Filipino, third quarter, English, pero yung approach nila, hindi bridge ang nakalagay versus away. No? Tingnan natin. Yung second quarter, nagsimula ka sa ba. Tapos, pag third quarter, ang simula mo, doon ka na sa ab. Right? Dapat yan, kung si ba, nalaman na ng mata, alam mo, si ba, sa second quarter sana, hindi na ginamit si Fuller, itinuloy na lang yung pwedeng gamitin kay Filipino. So for example, alam niya na ang babi, bi, bobu, no? So ang gagawin mo na lang, kung magtuturo ka na ng English, si ba, dadagdagan mo na lang ng consonant para may CBC ka. Okay, for example, ang word is bag, no? May ba ka na, ba, no? Tapos lalagyan mo na lang ngayon ng G sa dulo. Mayroon ka ng CBC, may bag ka na, right? Pero ang ginawa nila iba. Pagdating sa third quarter, kahit tingnan niyo sa DepEd Tambayan, no? Ang pinopromote pa rin nila, Fuller. Kaya sabi ko, sayang. Kung ano sana yung natutunan nila sa Filipino, sana gamitin nila sa English. Hindi kung ano natutunan mo, forget about that, this is another approach. No! Sayang! Di ba? Okay. Kayo po ang magbigay ng verdict, ng decision. Okay? Mayroon na tayong ba, yung second quarter, marungko ang ginamit natin. Okay? May ba na tayo, no? Ang target natin na word is, let's say, bag. Okay? Bag. Again, bag. Sa Filipino reading, option 1 is ba, tapos dutungan mo lang ng G. Bag. 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 Okay? Sa Fuller, ganito siya. Ag. Dulo, ag. Tapos dadagdagan ng B sa simula. B-ag. 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 Tanungin ko po kayo, saan ang mas malapit sa bag? Yung bag or yung bag? Right? Kaya hindi ko maintindihan. Bakit nyo ginagamit ang Fuller? Iba siya. Hindi, kung Fuller ang gagamitin mo, salungat siya sa Filipino reading. Kaya yung natutunan ng bata sa loob ng 3 buwan, hindi niya magagamit pagdating sa English reading kasi iba yung approach mo. Sayang naman. May bo ka na. Bo, no? Bo. B-O. Lalagyan mo na lang ng SS. Magiging bo, tapos maliit na boss. Alright? Ngayon, kung sa Fuller, ang mangyayari, magiging OSS yon, no? Os. Tapos, dadagdagan mo ng B. B-os. B-os. So, saan ang mas malapit sa boss? Yung B-os or yung boss? Saan mas malapit? Di ba? Sobrang dali lang. Bakit natin ginagamit yan? Next, sa English reading, gagamitin nila phonemic awareness kuno. Okay? Let's say, so phonemic awareness, ito po, no? Yung phonemic awareness. Tingnan po natin yan. Right? Dito sa kaliwa, mayroon nakalagay, International Phonetic Alphabet. Di ba? Hindi nakakatakot. Tingnan mo yung nabilugan. Gumamit tayo ng phonemic awareness. Right? International Phonetic Alphabet. Di ba nakakatakot siya kung yan ang gagamitin natin? This is what we call abstraction. No? Abstraction yan. Ibig sabihin, ina-abstract mo yung kung ano yung letter, maliwanag na nga, i-abstract mo pa. Kaya ang ginagamit po natin, hindi po phonemic awareness based on the individual letter sounds. Okay? Ang ginagamit natin is going to be, we will discuss later on, no? Ang ginagamit natin is picture and pantig association. Halimbawa, bo at saka bola, 'di ba? So, bola. Yung phonemic awareness, okay, you can teach part by part. Pero it doesn't get the job done. Bakit? Kailangan po compartmentalized. Bo, let's say, no? Ba at saka bad, no? Babad ang word, no? Kung babad ang word, mayroon na tayong ba. Yung ba, dadagdagan mo na lang ng d, magiging bad na siya. Ha? Kanina pa? Okay. Alright, so, pasensya na po, no, sa ating konting technical error. Okay, so, yan. Hindi pwede kasi halimbawa yung bat okay lang kung sasabihin mo at, no? At bat. Paano kung battery yan? Eh di naman kawawang bata, no? At paano? Hindi pwede. So kailangan fragmented siya. Yung ba lalagyan mo ngayon ng D magiging bad. So dudugtong mo ba bad. Ang tawag doon, teaching literacy by fragments, no? By word fragments. Una, bumuo ka ng pantig. Pagkatapos mo mabuo si pantig, bumuo ka ng CVC. Ngayon, si CVC at saka si pantig, pagtambalin mo, pwede ka nang bumuo ng mas malalaking word. Hindi ka pwedeng gumamit ng phonemic awareness para magturo ng malalaking word. Sige, okay. Teacher, sige. Paano mo ituturo sa akin using phonemic awareness approach, yung word na elementary? Paano? Hindi pwede. Di ba? Kailangan, ako naniniwala pa rin sa ating approach na yung picture association. Yung picture association, point of entry lang yon para makuha niya ang pantig. Pag may pantig ka na, doon na magsisimula lahat-lahat. You can do something about it. You can arrange it. You can add, halimbawa, may pantig ka, no? Let's say la, no? La ang pantig mo. Lalagyan mo siya ng la, tapos lalagyan mo ng SH, magiging lash, right? Ngayon, kung gumamit ka ng fuller, ang mangyayari niyan ash, tapos may L. Hindi magiging lash ang word. Ang word is magiging lash. 'Di ba? Ngayon, may la ka na, dadagdagan mo lang ng SH, magiging lash. Okay, so may lash ka na ngayon, dadagdagan mo na lang ng S sa simula, magiging slash. Slash. Yun ang tawag sa compartmentalized, fragmented way of teaching reading using the syllabic approach. Okay? Isa pa, ito po ay konsepto na galing mismo sa DepEd. Okay? Yung ating mga reading coordinators, they conducted a study. Ang isa sa pinaka-problema is actually that yung mga teachers, lahat-lahat na lang ng mga letters, ibinibigay nila sabay-sabay. So si bata na wiwindang siya, no? Windang si bata. Isipin mo naman yun. In-introduce mo sa mga kaibigan niya. 20 agad na kaibigan. Tapos gusto mo i-memorize ang mga mukha. Ito si John, ito si Maria, ito si Juana, ito si Elpidio, ito si Elpidia, ito si Maricar. Dapat malaman mo yung mukha nila, ha? Maricar, ikaw, pasok ka. Sino to? Si bata mawiwindang, di ba? So kailangan isa lang. One at a time. Ang tawag po dyan is baseline approach. True rated baseline approach. And yan po ang ginagamit natin dito. Okay? So let's move on forward. Now, create the best strategy. Create the best strategy. That's step number 4. Now, like, look at this. When you say create the best strategy, we have to consider 2 things. One, we have to strategize for the worst cases situation, right? Worst case situation. Hello, Omicron. Ang strategy mo, ma'am, dapat nakalatag siya taking into account the possible worst case scenario. No? For instance, what if Omicron gets into the Philippines and kills hundreds of thousands of people? Ano mangyari? May face-to-face? Wala. Wala. Wala na namang face-to-face. Ngayon, pumuporma na tayo para sa face-to-face. Wag muna. Madali ang face-to-face eh. Ang pormahan natin ngayon, paano ang reading pag pumasok si Omicron? Right? Si Omicron variant. Paano kung pumasok siya dito at naging naging malala na naman ang ating COVID rate sa Pilipinas at hindi na naman matutuloy ang face-to-face class. What if another 2 years will pass by without face-to-face class? What are you going to do about reading? See, we have to strategize for the worst cases. Right? So, hello, Omicron. We have to think, let's say, what if 2 more years of no face-to-face classes? What are we going to do? How can we keep reading from worsening? Okay? So, next, what's the plan? Right? What's the plan? How do we strategize for the worst case situation? Simply, right? Here, if we want to eradicate illiteracy at the country level, we have to eradicate illiteracy at the regional level. If we want to eradicate illiteracy at the regional level, we have to eradicate illiteracy at the provincial level. Now, if we want to eradicate illiteracy at the provincial level, we have to eradicate illiteracy at the municipality level. Okay, so this time this is a municipality level counter illiteracy program. But if we want to eradicate illiteracy at the municipal level, we have to eradicate illiteracy at the school level. This is where DepEd comes in. This is where the teachers come in. This is where itong program natin will start, no, at the school level. But if we really want to eradicate illiteracy at the school level, we cannot end there. Bakit? Hindi nga makapunta ang mga bata sa school. Paano? Hindi makapunta si teacher. Paano? Diba? So paano kung walang face-to-face 2 years pa na walang face-to-face? Paano? Well, kung mag-face-to-face man, paano kung hindi lahat ng estudyante, hindi lahat ng school papayagan? Kaya ba sa school? Hindi. Hindi kaya sa school. Hindi kaya ng mga teachers lang. Right? That's why if we want to eradicate illiteracy at the school level, we have to eradicate illiteracy at the barangay level. Right? We have to eradicate illiteracy at the barangay level. All right. So now, this is where the barangay captain comes in. So they say there's a little bit of technicality, right? Hindi daw gumagalaw ang slide, but I hope things are okay now. So if we want to eradicate illiteracy at the barangay level, right? This is where SK people, this is where the barangay council, the barangay captain, the barangay tanod, BHW, and the daycare center has to do something, right? They have to do something. They have to do their share, right? Now, but if we want to eradicate illiteracy at the barangay level, this is the key. This is the game plan for the worst case scenario, no? Worst case scenario. If you want to eradicate illiteracy at the barangay level, kailangan puksain mo ang illiteracy sa house level. Okay? Yan po ang pinaka-program natin. Gumagalaw? Okay. So, anyway, kailangan tanggalin natin yung illiteracy at the house level, right? Now, if we are going to eradicate illiteracy at the house level, there are things that we need to do, all right? This. We have to understand yung advantages, kung bakit may advantage ang barangay. Una, yung proximity. No? Medyo hindi daw gumagalaw ang slide ko, kaya parang ano na lang, kwentuhan na lang tayo muna. No, I hope you see it's gonna sink in a little sooner, but if it doesn't, so I'll make my statement very clear. Okay? So, proximity. Mas malapit ang barangay sa mga bata, sa mga pamilya, na mga constituents nila kaysa sa school. For example, hindi lahat ng barangay mayroong school, right? Kung halimbawa si barangay 1, barangay 2, kay nasa barangay 1 ang school, ang bata nakatira sa barangay 2, no? So medyo malayo. Ang ibig sabihin, yung proximity advantage mo 'yan. Kung ikaw si barangay captain, barangay kagawad, SK chairperson, yung mga batang yan, mga kapitbahay mo lang yan. Some cases, mga ano mo pa, mga relatives, kaibigan mo pa. So, number 1 advantage yan. Number 2, affinity. Okay? Yung barangay kasi, mas malapit yung relasyon nila sa mga families. Nagbibigay ng ayuda, may mga sumbong, may mga programs. Si kapitan, si kagawad, si SK, talagang kilala niya. No? May relationship sila doon sa mga barangay. Kaya mas magiging madali yung cooperation. Next, familiarity. Mas kilala ninyo eh. Magkakilala kayo, right? Alam niyo kung anong situation ng pamilya na yan, anong trabaho ng tatay, anong trabaho ng nanay. Lahat ng chismis alam natin tungkol sa bawat isa kasi we live in one barangay. So advantage yan, no? Na alam natin kung sino yung walang-wala talaga. So ngayon si kapitan, kung halimbawa, sabi ni DepEd, okay, Kap, mayroon po tayong mga 10 estudyante sa taga-barangay ninyo na hindi makasampa sa program kasi wala po silang mga gadgets, baka po pwedeng magawa natin ng paraan. Di ba ho? So sabi naman ni Kap, oo nga, yung mga taong yan ay talagang walang hanap buhay. Gawa natin ng paraan. Diyan po kayo papasok, Kap. Kasi Kap, SK Chairperson, ang DepEd naman may gagawin. Ang pamilya may gagawin. Pero hindi lahat ng pamilya may kayang gawin. No? They can only do so much. Like for example, construction worker lang. Parang hand to mouth lang ang buhay araw-araw. Isang kahig, isang tuka. Hindi na sila makakaisip bumili ng cellphone. Kung may cellphone man, walang load. No? So sabihin mo, Kap, kawawa naman itong mga batang to, SK Chairperson. Meron kayong 5 bata sa barangay ninyo na hindi po makapasok sa program kasi wala silang internet. Baka magawa natin ng paraan. Di ba? Ganun lang ho, doon po tayo papasok. Or si SK Chairperson naman, kay sinandiyan ka lang naman, ma'am. Okay, sir, what you're gonna do is pupuntahan mo yung mga bata, tingnan mo si parent kung talagang ginagawa kasi kapitbahay mo lang naman. O madam, yung bata ho ba ay nakakasunod ba sa reading program? O nasaan na po siya ngayon? Kaya madali lang ho, no? Let's just try to do something about it. All right? So, next is immediacy. Ito po yung pinakamalaking it's not working. But where am I? Okay. Ano ba kung kasabi kasi naririnig naman nila ako. Okay? So, next is yung immediacy. I'm sorry for the technical situation, but I will send the slides to the teachers. Immediacy. Ito yung pinakamahalaga. Bakit si barangay captain? Bakit si SK chairperson? No? Ang immediacy kasi ang ibig sabihin, ora mismo, kaya mong gawa ng paraan. Kasi kapitbahay mo lang. Napakalapit lang nila sa'yo. No? Kaya mong gawa ng paraan. So, it's very important to understand these 4 advantages. Una, proximity, affinity, familiarity, and immediacy. Okay? So, I'm going to get out first kasi sabi parang hindi daw ho nagsisync ang aking presentation. All right. From current slide. All right. So, pasensya na po. Again, diretso po tayo. So, first, anong program ang gagamitin natin? Second, anong tools? Third, anong sistema yung gagamitin natin para sa ating reading program? Una, I want you to imagine if every child has a private reading tutor. Di ba sabi ko, hindi po sa barangay level, hindi po sa school level, Ang worst case scenario, pag wala na namang pasok at hindi maturuan ni mama at ni ma'am at saka ni sir ang mga bata, kailangan talaga ang parents capable. Capacitating parents to boost literacy education at home. Yan po ang pinaka-ultimate na solusyon. Ang ibig sabihin, dapat hindi lang po nakaatang sa balikat ni teacher lahat ng responsibility sa pagpapabasa. Si nanay dapat alam niya po kung paano ang gagawin. Right? Dapat mabigyan siya ng tools, okay? Dapat mabigyan din siya ng sistema at saka ng program. Dapat maibigay natin kay nanay yan. Next, paano mangyayari? Sa situation kasi ngayon, ang bata ang pumupunta sa school, dependent ang school sa ang bata sa school for literacy. But we want to reverse the situation. Gusto natin na yung program ng school ang gagapang papunta sa bahay. Ang ibig sabihin, i-duplicate, i-replicate ng teacher, i-multiply ng teacher yung kanilang force through the facilitators. Kaya kayo na mga parents, sa totoo lang, madali lang po ang proseso kapag naintindihan natin. So the first thing we are going to do is to reverse the process. Instead of the children going to school, we have to let it come from the school going to the children's houses. Okay? Transform parents into reading teachers. This is the key. Ito yung key. We have to transform parents into reading teachers. We have to help them, give them the tools, provide the necessary training, and give the necessary support. And we have all of those things. Because of Journey to Corie version 2.0, we will be able to provide all these things to them. Right? So, kung titingnan ho natin, yan, sa picture na yan, we have a parent teaching. We have a parent teaching the child how to read, no? So hindi po si mother ang nagtuturo niyan. Hindi lahat ng panahon si mother, minsan si father din, no? So nakaka-inspire. Si ate, si mama, tinuturuan ng bata. Yan, di ba? Kailangan, pwede natin gawin yan, nagawa na po yan. We've done that, we've been there, we've done that, and we know how to do that, right? Now we have more tools, more applications to be used. So, si nanay ang magtuturo, si tatay ang magtuturo, si ate, ganun natin, si kuya ang magtuturo sa kanilang mga bunsong kapatid, right? Kung paano gawin ang reading program sa bahay. Right. So, now, next key, strategize for the worst cases of learners with reading difficulties. So, ito yung isang key. Kanina, di ba, strategize for the worst case scenario. Isipin natin, pumasok si Omicron, 2 taon na walang pasok. Ngayon naman, strategize for the worst cases of learners with reading difficulties. So, tingnan natin. Kailangan yung programa akma sa mga worst case scenarios. Yung batang laging absent, yung batang hindi masyadong nakikinig, yung batang medyo mahina, yung batang walang pakialam si nanay, dapat, no? Taken into account yan. And kaya ako pinapakita to, kasi kung yung program nag-work sa mga badyaw, yung nag-work sa mga street children, street dwellers, like this kid, right? So, kung nag-work ang program para sa mga batang to, imposible na hindi mag-work ang program para sa mga batang mayroong bubong over their head. You know? Mayroong parents na nag-take care sa kanila, provide their daily needs. Ang badyaw nga napapabasa natin. Right? So yung approach, hindi ko na po maipapaliwanag ngayon because we have very limited time. Actually, I was supposed to explain that as well. But we have very limited time. So, we have to strategize. Yung program natin ginawa para talaga sa worst case scenario. Ito yung program na ginawa para mapabasa ang mga batang halos imposible nang pabasahin. So, I use these Badyaw kids as reference. Okay? Para malaman ninyo na kahit gaano ka worst case scenario, kaya nating pabasahin pag tama ang proseso at mayroon tayong tools. Ngayon, grabe po ang tools na ipapakita natin. Okay? So, ito na yung ating strategies for implementation. I'm supposed to give you a little backgrounder about the teaching approach, but we have very limited time. And yung both Filipino and English, dapat halos isang araw po natin dinidiscuss yan. But since we have to discuss a lot of things along the lines of the implementation and monitoring. Papaliwanag ko na lang kung saan ninyo makikita yung orientation about kung paano gamitin ang Joyride at saka ang Spears. Okay? So, 3 things. Strategies sa materials, dapat meron tayo. Pangalawa, implementation. Pangatlo, monitoring and evaluation. Sa strategies and materials tayo. Sa strategies and materials, ito po yung mga materials na gagamitin natin. Okay? Ipamimigay sa mga bata yan kasi hindi pwedeng may vaccine na wala ka hindi ka naman nabigyan, 'di ba? Wala din. Ngayon yung vaccine na to kailangan ipamigay sa mga bata isa-isa. Tigi-isa sila, no? Para hindi sila nag-aagawan. Kaya palakpakan muna natin virtually ang ating mahal na mayor, mahal na ina ng Bayan ng Silang for providing the necessary fund para mabigyan po ang halos 5,000 estudyante na categorized as non-readers at struggling readers, no? Ng mga programs na ito. So yan po ang mga tools natin. Next, implementation. Sino ang magtuturo? Ang magtuturo is mga parents, mga home facilitators, at of course, with the guidance of the teachers. Hindi nawawala ang teachers. Okay? The teachers will always be there at the background. Okay? The teachers will be the one facilitating the distribution of the materials, the installation of the applications for evaluation, and even the multimedia application. No? So si teacher ang magta-track kung paano na ang progress ng bata, si teacher ang titingin sa mga bata. Halimbawa, sa 50 na estudyante, pagpalagay na lang natin, yung 30 responsible sila. So ginagawa nila. Nakikita ni teacher, yung 20 medyo alanganin. So at least ngayon, hindi na yung buong 50 ang titingnan ni teacher. Yung 20 na lang na hindi pa masyadong alam kung ano ang gagawin. Okay? Kung ano yung gagawin ng para maturuan ng reading kanilang mga anak. All right? So, si teacher po, ang mangyayari, when the programs will be distributed, we'll give you a flash drive kasi hindi natin pwedeng ipa-download yung application. May flash drive kayo na doon po nakalagay yung lahat ng mga softwares, yung mga applications. Yun po ang i-install ninyo sa cellphone ng mga parents para malaman nila yung proseso. So, evaluation and monitoring. Okay, so titingnan natin, mayroong application, meron din po tayong website na gagamitin natin for evaluation and monitoring. But let me go here, okay? Our program is called Parent-Assisted Reading Enhancement Program, all right? So, meron po tayong OTG with the application. May Facebook Classroom din po tayo. Right? For the implementation, let me discuss with you point by point. Okay? Dito. So una, at simpleng-simple po ang step. Una, ang target talaga natin dito is maturuan si nanay, si tatay, si ate, si kuya, si pinsan, si lolo, si lola, kung paano magturo ng basic reading sa bahay. So number 1, parents will be asked to watch the recorded seminar on how to use the program on our Facebook Classroom. All right? Number 2, after nilang matuto, then parents will act as reading teachers. They will start teaching their kids how to read using the reading kits and their newly acquired know-how. Of course, as always, with the help of the teachers. But let's try to play this, right? So ito po yung application natin. Ngayon, hindi na lang po nakadepende sa Facebook Classroom. Pag na-install na po yung app, mayroon po tayong application kung saan nakalagay yung seminar, lahat ng mga video lessons na dapat panoorin ng mga bata at mga magulang. So let me play this para makita po ninyo. All right. Okay, in 5 minutes we'll be done. So this is our offline website. Okay. Alright. So, yan po ang ating application, no? Yung app na yan, offline po yan. Pag na-install na po yan, lahat po ng mga videos, nandyan na, pati yung seminar. Pag-click nila sa seminar, makikita na ho nila, ito po ang matindi. Kasi kung nakita ho ninyo, nag-back ako, no? Nag-stop ako, hindi ko pinatuloy yung panonood ng seminar. Automatic, yung website, yung application, nag-report sa teacher. May text na dumating na hindi tinapos ng bata yung seminar. Yung sa lesson naman, yung sa video lesson, nung hindi matapos ni bata panoorin yung video lesson, pag hindi nila tinapos, magre-report yung application sa teacher. Na teacher, hindi po tinapos ng bata yung video lesson. Okay? So, mamomonitor po natin kung talagang yung bata ay ginamit yung program or hindi. Okay? So, let's stop that. Ngayon, so ito na po siya. No? So, yung una po dyan, ito pong application para sa videos. Lahat ng videos ma-access ninyo offline. Palakpakan naman dyan. And like I said, pag play mo ng video at hindi mo tinapos, magre-report ang application na hindi mo tinapos yung video sa teacher mo. Next naman, pagkatapos niyang mag-aral, okay, pagkatapos parents as reading teachers, pagkatapos niyang turuan ng kanyang mga estudyante, no? Ngayon, next is going to be the self-paced level test. So application din po yan. Ipi-play ko po para makita ho ninyo. Alright, so just a moment. So, di ba tapos ng turuan ni nanay, ilang lesson 1 si bata. Ngayon, si bata pupunta sa application para to undergo a self-paced level testing. Alright? So, yan po ang video. Let's watch this. Yan. So, dyan, ipapasok po natin yung name ng bata, contact number ng guardian, and contact number ng teacher. Alright. So, again, mayroon tayong self-paced testing application. So what happens is, right after turuan ni mama o ni teacher, si bata, nabasahin ng lesson 1, automatic si bata pupunta sa lesson 1 test and then iti-take niya yung test. Alright? Ngayon, babasahin ng bata yung mga words. Kung mali po yung pagbasa ng bata, hindi siya makakapunta sa next word. Kailangan tama ang pagbasa niya. Okay? So, ngayon, pag natapos niya yung buong test na yon at natapos niya yung buong test, tama lahat ng mga words na binasa niya, what happens is automatically, the application will send an SMS notification to the teacher and the guardian na natapos na ng bata yung test na yon. And he can go, na, ganito po siya, may test 1, test 2, test 3. Pag sa test 1, hindi niya nakuha ang word number 1, hindi siya makapunta sa number 2. Okay? Ngayon, pag hindi niya natapos yung test 1, hindi siya makakapunta sa test number 2. Alright? Nakalock po siya. Ganun po yung situation. So ngayon, si teacher, na-receive niya na, for instance, yung SMS notification na congratulations, one has just finished lesson number 1. He can now go to lesson number 2, something like that. So si teacher ngayon, pupunta naman sa website para ilagay yung para i-update yung status ng bata. For example, nagsisimula pa lang, wala pang progress yung bata, no? Pero naka-enroll na yung bata sa website. So si teacher ngayon, ang gagawin niya, pag na-receive niya na yung notification from the phone, from the application na natapos na ni bata ang test 1, automatically teacher will go to the website, no? The teacher will put the progress to the website na out of lesson, let's say 20, tapos na ang lesson 1. So nasa lesson 2 ng bata. No? Watch this. This is our website. All right. So, our website is illiteracyfreephilippines.com. Right? So this is specifically made for progress monitoring. All right? Mayroon pang mga kulang, but it's already functional. And you can already start registering your kids. So, or putting in details about your children. So, if you are the teacher or if you are the principal, right, and you want to be able to see to monitor the progress, okay, all right. Halimbawa, si Teacher Maria mayroon siyang class of 50. All you have to do is click on Teacher Maria's name and then makikita mo na kung lahat ng mga estudyante kung nasa na sila. All right? All right. So anyway, in this situation, what happens is right after the teacher is able to get the notification from the SMS notification, the teacher will then go to student journey. May dashboard po kayo na ibibigay sa inyo. Magsa-sign in, sa sign up ka, tapos ipapasok mo ang pangalan ng bata. Ngayon, ilalagay mo lahat ng details, including the class, the school, and the municipality. You know, your teacher name, student name, school's name, something like that. So, uh, once na encode na ni teacher ang mga pangalan ng mga bata at nag-start na siya mag-receive ng mga SMS notifications, si teacher, i-feed niya lang yun dito sa website. Si principal naman, kung gusto niyang makita yung yung reading progress ng buong school niya, ita-type niya lang ang pangalan ng school niya. Tapos makikita niya na lahat ng mga classrooms, ng mga classes under the school, and makikita mo, pag-click mo ng school, ng classroom, makikita mo na rin yung mga bata under that class. Right? Kung ano na yung progress nila. So that is how we're going to do the monitoring. So I'll stop the presentation. But for your information, ang atin pong what do you call that? Seminars on Joyride, okay, Joyride tayo sa pagbasa, and Spears, okay, are embedded in our application. So meaning to say, even without internet connection, the teachers, the parents, the kids will be able to access all the seminars and lessons at the same time. So lastly, it is very important for us to understand, no? It's 11:35. I'm going to end in 2 minutes. Okay? It is very important for us to understand. Now, when we try to implement this program, we have to make it a point that everybody initially has the application installed in their phones. Right? So, pag may mga bata na walang phone, medyo ang mangyayari niyan, we can go back to the manual evaluation and monitoring. Pero pag may phone sila, we can do remote monitoring. So, hindi pa rin natin tinatanggal ang role ng teachers to do the manual evaluation. So, ganito. For the teachers, this is not to say, teachers, we have the applications and the program doing your job. No. The teachers must be there to constantly guide the parents in the process of teaching their kids, and at the same time, the teachers will be there to make it a point na yung mga parents talagang ginagawa nila yung dapat nilang gawin sa bahay. Okay? Now, the teachers will be there also to make sure that every student will have access to all the applications available. Ngayon, ang tanong, Sir, na-monitor na po ng application, nabasa ng bata yung words application, nakuha ko na yung SMS na natapos niya na ang test 1. Ang ibig sabihin po ba nun, hindi ko na siya i-monitor, hindi ko na siya papabasahin? Hindi ho. Ang ibig sabihin lang nun, ma'am, dalawa. Kung kaya mo, okay, kung wala na talagang panahon, you can take it as a valid monitoring output. Kung may panahon ka naman, you can do cross-validation. Okay? Cross-monitoring. So, ibig sabihin, na-monitor mo remotely using the application, but you can still verify that by getting the kids to undergo random evaluation. Okay? Random monitoring. Para maisip nila na hindi lahat ng panahon, pwede silang doon lang sa application mag-test. Ngayon, this is the kicker. No, this is the kicker. Si teacher, okay, ang bata, hahayaan mo silang mag-self-monitoring. Okay, that's the best we can do. But, yung pinaka-last na lesson, yung pinaka-last na test, dapat kunin ng bata in the presence of the teacher. Okay? Bakit? Kasi ganito kasi yan. Andito yung concern na, Sir, paano kung yung bata, hindi siya yung nagbasa? Or tinuturuan siya at the background ni ate at saka ni kuya, wala naman tayo doon, paano natin malalaman, di ba? So, dapat yung pinakahuli na test, basahin ng bata, kukuhanin ng bata in the presence of the teacher. Bakit? Kasi ganito ang ginawa natin. Lahat po ng mga lessons na yan, kinuhanan natin ng samples, tapos kinulate natin, nilagay natin sa isang test. Yun yung pinaka-final na test. Ibig sabihin, kung dinaya ni bata, kung nandaya si bata along the process, pagdating sa dulo, malalaman mo pa rin na nandaya si bata kasi hindi niya mababasa yung mga words na nasa last and final test na yun. Okay? So, I think that sums up my presentation. We have very limited time today. Sorry for the technical error. And now I'm officially ending my presentation. We can now go to the open forum with the question and answer portion. Hello. Hello. So we're now open for the open forum. If you have questions, you can start asking. Hello.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ryan B. Uy, sa iyong napaka-komprehensibo at pagbabahagi ngayong umaga. Isang hamon po para sa ating lahat para mapus pa ang moral ng mga kabataan. Ang ating mga batang silanggenyo sa pagbabasa is, number 1, knowing the right thing. Number 2, doing the right thing. And number 3, standing up for the right thing. At ngayon po ay samahan po ninyo kami sa pagkakaloob ng katibayan ng pagpapahalaga or Certificate of Appreciation sa ating guest speaker. Akin po ang karangalan na basahin ang nilalaman. Certificate of Appreciation is proudly presented to Mr. Ryan B. Boy for his invaluable insights and expertise shared with the participants of the Brigada Pagbasa Orientation Journey to Corie version 2.0, given this 1st of December 2021 at General Vito Villarmino Integrated National High School, Calugog, Silang, Cavite.
You got any questions,
Ang
ma'am?
karangalan, Mr. Ryan B. Boy. And now po, we are open for the forum. Sa mga gusto po na magtanong po sa ating guest speaker, we are live and ready na po ba kayo magtanong? Dahil kapag nagtanong kayo, eto na yon. Nagtanong ka na, magkaka-Gcash ka pa. Ready na ba ang ating mga commenters? But before that, happy birthday nga po pala sa ating Queen of CID Chief, Dr. LP Bergado. Shout out din po sa aming teacher Clara ng official minifilm entry ng silang district, Ma'am Lea Tordesillas. And shout out po kay Ma'am Lea De Vera ng BSS PES, first commenter po, dahil early bird ka po, nanalo po kayo ng 100 pesos sa GCash. What you're going to do is you're going to send the number sa aming Readventure page. Like, share, and subscribe lamang po sa ating YouTube channel. Ngayon po, bibigyan kayo ng pagkakataon na makapagtanong sa ating guest speaker. Sa YouTube comments po tayo kukuha ng ating winners po, ha? Get ready po sa ating mga questions, and Sir Ryan B. Uy is ready to answer those questions. Sino po kaya ang unang makakapag-post ng tanong sa ating YouTube comments? Siguradong malalaman na ng GCash mo. Ulitin ko, nagtanong ka na, may GCash ka pa. Tingnan nga natin kung sino ang magtatanong sa ating YouTube comments. Let's see. Sino kaya ang magtatanong? Tingnan natin. What do we have here?
Do you have, ma'am? Do you have a personal question? Do you have your question that you want to ask that I can answer, Miss Moderator?
Okay.
Baka ikaw, ma'am. Baka may tanong kayo, ma'am.
Sir Ryan B. Uy, kaya ating guest speaker, pwede pong magtanong ang ating si Sir Ryan B. Uy sa ating mga viewers ngayon. At kung sino ang makakabigay ng tamang sagot, ay yun po ang ating magiging winner. Depende po sa ating technical team.
Okay, so I'll give 1,000 pesos to the first person who can answer this. Okay? Ano ang Republic Act na sinight ko na dapat magkaroon, Republic Act number, ha? Na dapat magkaroon ng barangay reading center ang bawat barangay. Kaya anong Republic
Get
Act
ready
yun?
na po sa ating mga viewers. Pakisagot po ang katanungan ng ating guest speaker.
For 1,000 pesos. That's for 1,000 pesos.
Okay po, sino po kaya ang makakapagtanong para sa ating GCash? Magkano po ba ang ating mapapanalunan ngayon? Okay. So get ready po. Kumusta naman ang ating team ngayong araw na ito? Ready po talaga tayo ngayon na makinig sa mga katanungan at kasagutan ng ating mga viewers. At dahil sobrang binigyan tayo ng time ni Sir Ryan, Republic Act number 7743. Ang ating pong winner ay si Alex Reyes. Congratulations po. Nanalo po kayo ng magkano po? 100? Oh, wow! 1,000 pesos sa GCash.
That's on me. That's on me, ma'am. That's on me.
Wow!
On me.
Sponsored po ng ating minamahal na guest speaker, Mr. Ryan V. Uy. Thank you so much, sir, for your generosity. Ayan, sinasabi ko sa inyo, dito pag may recitation, may premyo. Talagang nakaka-excite na nga naman po ang ating mga face-to-face classes po, pero sa virtual na pagdiriwang na ito, nanood ka na, natuto ka pa, nakatanggap ka pa ng premyo. Maraming salamat po and congratulations muli sa ating winner ng 1,000 GCash sponsored by our very own guest speaker, Mr. Ryan B. Uy. To claim your prize po, do not forget to send us your numbers at the Readventure page. Thank you so much po, Sir Ryan Uy. And dahil sa inspirasyon na ibinigay sa atin ng ating guest speaker ngayong araw, siguradong mas mapagtitibay ang ating pagmamahal sa kasanayan sa pagbasa. Akin po ang karangalan na anyayahan po tayong muli upang makibahagi sa programang ito sa inyo, mga sangguniang kabataan, sangguniang barangay, stakeholders, volunteers, ating speaker po ngayon. Maraming salamat po. Amin po ang karangalan, Sir Ryan. Sa ating mga volunteers, home facilitators, teachers, and learners, sama-sama nating yakapin at patuloy na suportahan ang ating paglalakbay tungo sa kaalaman. At ngayon po, meron pa po bang magkakakaloob ng ating GCash prize? Meron po tayong mga questions na naka-ready. Sa ating mga viewers na patuloy na sumusubaybay sa ating virtual Brigada Orientation, Journey to Corie 2.0, meron po tayong mga nakahandang katanungan, so stay tuned lamang po. Be ready sa mga sagot dahil kayo ay mananalo ng GCash. Ngayon po, bago tayo dumako sa mga katanungan, Sir Ryan, meron po ba po kayong nais itanong sa ating mga viewers? Sa ating guest speaker po na napaunlakan po ang aming paanyaya sa araw na ito, meron pa po ba tayong katanungan o nais pong ibigay pa sa ating mga viewers ngayong umaga po?
Yes, ma'am. This is a question, ma'am. Question. Again, I'm gonna give last na, ma'am. Last para may pang load, no? 500 pesos. This is for 500 pesos, ma'am, no? Question for 500 pesos. Everybody, you guys listen. The question is, what is the meaning of the acronym capable? Okay, medyo mabigat-bigat to. Yung capable. Capable. Yung pinakita kong acronym kanina. Ano po yung, what does it stand for? You give me the whole meaning of the word capable doon kanina sa presentation. Okay, again. This is for 500 pesos, no? Kung nakinig kayo. Sabi ko, ang pinakasusi talaga para matulukan ng illiteracy is the word capable. No? I created an acronym for the word capable. My question is, what does it stand for? Give me the complete meaning of the word capable. All right. So, again, the word capable, bigyan ko kayo ng hint, no? Kasi ang pinakasusi talaga is yung mga parents. Right? Yung parents nandun na sa pa, no? Capable. Yung PA doon, parents na yon. So sila talaga yung susi. So you just supply the rest of the words, no? Para makuha natin yung meaning ng word na capable. Medyo mahirap ba, ma'am? Kayo, ma'am, for you, I'm gonna drop it to you right now. What is the meaning of the word capable, ma'am, based on the presentation? Kasi yun ang pinakasusi eh. No? Yun pinakasusi talaga eh. Yes, madam? All right. So, parang no, I'm gonna give 30 seconds, no? So you can give that. The stakes are higher now. I'm gonna give the second thousand. So, ang ano na nito, kung sino makakuha ng makakabigay in 30 seconds ng acronym na word ng capable, the whole meaning of the word capable will get 1,000 in the next 30 minutes. Okay? Capable. Timer starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sayang po ang 1,000, no? Ipoprovide nyo lang yung acronym kasi yun yung pinaka-key. Yun yung pinaka-key talaga para matulukan yung illiteracy. No? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, wala pong nakakuha. Sayang, no? So, ibibigay ko na po ang sagot. Anyway, kung may hahabol, bibigyan pa rin natin ng 300 pesos. Okay, ha? O, kuhanin nyo to. Eto po, itatype nyo na lang mananalo kung sinong unang makakapag-type sa comment section ng meaning ng word capable will get 500 pesos on GCash. Alright? Sponsored by me. Okay? Capable is capacitating parents to boost literacy education. Okay? Again, let's do it one more time. We're feeling blessed this time and we want to be a little generous. The meaning of the word capable is capacitating parents to boost literacy education. All right. Okay, timer starts now. Kung sino unang makakapag-type nung sinabi ko, yung dinictate ko, will get 500 pesos on GCash. All right. First 20 seconds. 19, 18, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Sige, kung sino. We have a winner. Ma'am, wrong spelling, wrong ba, ma'am? Capacitating parents. Okay, Miss Moderator, Madam Moderator, who's our winner, ma'am? And my wife will transfer the amount. Okay, Madam, Miss Moderator. Okay, let's go back to the studio. So we have a winner, I suppose. Yung pinakauna po na nakapag-type ng ating acronym. Yes, ma'am.
At we have a winner na po. Babalik po tayo sa katanungan ni Sir Ryan D. Uy, my apologies po kanina, sir. Hindi ko po kayo masyadong marinig dahil kanina po ay wala po ako talaga sa technical committee working area. So ngayon po, ibinibigay po natin ang premyo, 500 pesos po ito, sponsored po ng inyong lingkod, Mr. Ryan P. Uy. Ang winner po natin ay si Ma'am Sherry Olieres. Ang answer po, acronym ng capable ay capacitating parents to boost literacy education. Napakabilis naman
Very
mag-type
good.
ni Ma'am. And congratulations, dahil may
One more, ma'am. We do one more.
Wow,
One
we
more.
still have
Okay.
one more.
One more.
Thank you po.
This is very easy. This is very easy. Everybody on your keyboard at the ready. All right. What is the meaning for this is for 500. Wala na akong pera. Okay. This is for 500 pesos. What is the meaning of the word Corie in Journey to Corie? Time starts now. Corie in Journey to Corie. All right. So Journey to Corie. I want you to provide the meaning of the word Corie in our reading program, Journey to Corie. Time starts now. Again, paunahan pa rin po. Okay, countdown. Alright, baka hindi alam ng ano natin, ha? Okay, dapat i-research natin yan. Okay, ang pangalan ng ating program is Journey to Corie. Alright. I think we might just have a winner. All right, tingnan natin kung may winner na tayo. Let's back to studio, madam.
Do we have a winner po para sa kasagutan for the acronym of Corie, so Journey to Corie? So there we have her, our winner for the question, ano ang acronym or anong ibig sabihin ng acronym na Corie sa Journey to Corie? Walang iba kundi si J.Ann Orqueza. Congratulations! Ang meaning po ng Corie sa Journey to Corie ay championing opportunities in reading to intensify education.
All right. Okay, I think that's it, ma'am.
Salamat po muli. Napaka-generous naman ang ating guest speaker for today.
Thank you.
Sir Ryan, meron pa po ba kayong katanungan para sa ating mga viewers?
Ubus na ang pera, ma'am.
May pagpaumanin mo dahil hindi ko po masyadong marinig ang inyong ngunit talaga kung ako po ay kasama ay talaga ako din madaling mag-type sa inyong mga mga katanungan. Ayun po, at talaga namang dahil sa generosity na nag-uumapaw ng ating Mr. Ryan G. for today, ay congratulations po muli sa ating tatlong winners. The first winner that we have is, what is the name again? Can we have the list of the winners for numbers 1 to 3? One will receive 1,000 pesos sa GCash. The second and the third winners, sponsored by Mr. Ryan D. Coie, will both receive 500 pesos sa GCash.
Ma'am, kindly message po yung ano.
Muli sa ating mga winners and we will have a recap later on sa ating tatlong winners na talagang napakapalad na naka-receive ng ating sponsored cash from Mr. Ryan D. Coie. Don't forget po na isend ang inyong mga contact numbers sa ating Read Venture page. So we have Alex Reyes for 1,000 pesos, Cherry Oleres, 500 pesos, and J.Ann Orqueza, 500 pesos. Muli, isang reminder po na whenever we do this kind of activity, hindi lang po ito for the sake of the award or reward, but ito yung education at yung inputs na ating speaker na ating mauunawaan and we will live by these things at ma-apply natin sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay para sa batang silanggenyo. Meron pa po ba dito sa ating team o gusto pong magtanong? Or sino po ang gustong magkaloob pa ng GCash prize? Baka naman meron pa dyan. Ayan, meron tayong katanungan pa. Okay. So number 1. Ano kaya ang magandang tanong? Ano ang pangalan ng ating guest speaker ngayong umaga? So, madaliin po natin ngayon. Full name po full name ng ating guest speaker ngayong umaga. For how much po ito, mga kapatid? 100 pesos sa GCash. Again, ano ang pangalan ng ating guest speaker ngayong umaga? Again, full name po 100 pesos po sa GCash. So, ang ilan po bang winner ang ating kukunin for today? Aba, napakabilis namang mag-type naman ang ating, parang kilalang-kilala ko to. Verified and validated po na ating Technical Working Committee ang kanya pong response. Meron pa talagang title, Mr. Ryan B. Uy. Walang iba kundi si John Buklati. Congratulations, you won 100 pesos in cash. Para po sa ating speaker, Mr. Ryan B. Uy, meron po katanungan from our viewers. This is coming from Lea Tordesillas. The question is, have you encountered a dyslexic child? Can you share your thoughts and experiences po, sir?
Yes. Yes. Thank you for that question, ma'am. There are different kinds of kids with special needs that we've already come in contact with. So when you teach dyslexic people, little children to read, actually what happens is you have to do it via storytelling. You know, there has to be, you cannot give just instructions, plain instructions. Kailangan may storytelling palagi at lagi pong may kasabay na illustration. So they react more on not on fixed na mga printed na mga lessons, or like for example, if you're trying to teach a particular word, the word is, for example, displacement, no? Displacement. Ituturo mo sa kanya na nakasulat na siya, mahirap. Okay? Yung parang, okay, eto, displacement. Basahin mo, mahirap. Ang gagawin mo po sa kanya, ma'am, you're going to tell him how displacement became displacement. So, you're gonna start with the core. Laging sa core palagi. Expansion palagi, ma'am. So, displacement, for example, A consonant E. Sabihin mo sa kanya, that's A. What's that again? A. Good job. One more time. A. Okay? So, okay, lalagyan mo ng L before A consonant E. That's gonna be lay. What's that? Lay. So now you have the lay. Lagyan mo ng C sa gitna. So paliwanag mo, it's gonna be lace. What's that? Lace. Good job. One more time. Lace. Good job. Tapos yung lace, dadagdagan mo siya ng letter P. It's gonna be lace plus P. Place. Place. Tapos, yung place, dagdagan mo ng this. This place. Displace. Very good. Tapos, yung displace, dadagdagan mo siya ng ment. Displacement. For dyslexic people, when they see a lot of, they see dancing letters. No, they parang nare-reverse minsan, yun yung mga symptoms nila. But if they concentrate a little bit and you give them how the word became that word, mas naiintindihan nila. Okay? Ngayon, pag mayroon ka ng displacement, nakapag-set up ka na ng ganong klase ng proseso, pupunta ka na naman sa susunod, pero hindi ka mag-skip. Kung ano yung pattern mo, dapat uulitin mo lang. Kasi sa pattern sila nakadepende. Napafamiliarize nila yung pattern. So, A, consonant, E ka pa rin. So, dito naman sa susunod, it's gonna be amazement, no? Let's say. So, it's gonna be A, consonant E. So, sabihin mo sa kanya, that's A. What's the sound again? Yung sound nung una, may reference ka na, no? Yung sound nung una, A. Very good. Okay, dagdagan natin ng M. So, it's gonna be May. One more time. May. So, nakikita niyang lumalaki yung word, no? Tapos, lagyan natin ng Z sa gitna. It's gonna be maze. Good job. One more time. Maze. Tapos, okay, may maze na tayo. Dagdagan natin ng A. Amaze. Okay, may amaze na tayo. Dagdagan natin ng ment. Amazement. So that's kind of how we dealt with dyslexic kids. So they're very focused on. They have to be focused on a singular pattern at a time. No, in singular pattern at a time. You cannot throw a host of different patterns like lagi bigyan mo ng EI, AI, AY kaagad, hindi ho. So kung A consonant E, doon ka lang ho manggagaling. Okay? So ang pinaka-approach mo palagi is to start at the core and tell them the story. Pakita mo sa kanila ang story kung paano nakarating, kung paano naging displacement yung simpleng AE, A consonant E na core pattern nila. So, yun po ang isa, ma'am. So, wala po talagang wala talagang room for confusions, no? Kung isa lang po ang pattern na ibibigay natin. Okay? Now, doon naman sa nagsisimula pa lang, pag nagsisimula pa lang, ma'am, wag po nating daanin sa phonemic awareness ang bata na may dyslexia. Kasi yung letters nagja-jumble nila, pero yung picture hindi nagja-jumble, no? Kahit ano pang sayaw ng mga letters niyan, kung halimbawa ho na yung letter ay yung picture ay nandyan, mayroon sila palaging reference. Kaya ako naniniwala ako na effective yung Joyride tayo sa pagbasa ng libro kasi it doesn't offer basic introductory reading via phonemic awareness. It offers phonemic awareness via association. So association po lagi, ma'am, association palagi pagka dyslexic yung mga estudyante natin. Association and isolation. Tandaan po natin palagi. Association and isolation. Okay? Ngayon, yung association, it's gonna grow later on, but the association should be within the letter, the structure family. Kung A, E, E, long A, under A, consonant E, yung tinuturo mo na pattern, dapat hanggang dyan ka lang, hanggang sa ma-master nila yan. Ngayon, pag na-master na nila yan, ma'am, na-familiarize na nila, you can move to the next pattern and do the same thing. Okay? So, yun lang po.
Thank you so much po, Mr. Ryan Biboy, sa inyong kasagutan. Sa katanungan ni Ma'am Lea Tordesillas, I hope po, Ma'am Lea, na kayo po ay talagang na-inspire sa mga kasagutang na ipagkaloob na ating guest speaker for this morning. And again, Mr. Ryan Biboy, on behalf of the Silang Creative Team po, lalong-lalo na po sa aming Dr. Jocelyn Joy Contreras, kami po ay pinaaabot ang lubos na pasasalamat po for being with us. Yung mga inputs po na naipagkaloob nyo sa amin na hindi lang for today but will last po talaga sa aming paggabay sa ating mga batang silanggenyo. Muli po, Mr. Ryan Biboy, thank you so much po. And congratulations po sa isang napaka-kapuluhang talk para po sa araw na ito.
Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.
Para po sa distribution po ng ating mga Journey to Corie materials po, para po sa ating dapat po siya ay for this afternoon, pero i-update po kayo tomorrow or sa Friday po. Paki-inform lang po ang ating mga school heads po. So according po sa ating public schools district supervisors na si Ma'am Joy, ito po yung sagot sa katanungan din po ng ating isa sa mga viewers. Paano po kung hindi pa na-vaccine ang bata? Pwede po bang mag-face-to-face? This question is coming from Miss Leza Biggs. Okay, so ito po according po sa ating public schools district supervisor na si Ma'am Jocelyn Joy Mendoza Contreras. Ito po ay depende pa rin po sa desisyon ng jurisdiction ng ating mga parents. But provided po na with utmost protocol and safety, tayo po ay in-encourage po natin bilang po tayo ay nasa education sector na encourage po natin ang ating mga bata na pumasok po of course sa face-to-face classes. But then again, bilang mga magulang po, ulitin ko po from the start of this statement, kayo pa rin po ang magdedesisyon. So muli po, maraming salamat po sa katanungan mo iyon. And again, hindi po tayo scam. Uulitin ko po, meron po tayong prizes for the questions that have been raised kanina lang. So for the first question that was being raised to Mr. Ryan Biboy, mananalo si Ma'am Lea Tordesillas ng 100 pesos sa GCash. And ang ating pong nagtanong for this one, we will get in touch with you po through our Read Venture page. And again, meron pa po ba tayong mga katanungan na i-raise? So kung wala na po, in the stories that we read, again, there are minds to feed. Muli, sabay-sabay tayong maglakbay tungo sa pagbasa dahil sa pagbasa, may pag-asa. This has been your host, Annie Rose Vargas Rodeo from General Vito Bellarmino Integrated National High School. Tara na, sama na at maglakbay. Kaagapay ang Journey to Corie sa Read Venture.
Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa, alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan, halina't tumuklas na bagay kaalaman. Read Venture, tayo'y magpasa't maglakbay. Read Venture, tara na't sama na at sumakay sa Read Venture.
Dr. Cecil Alvarez, Dr. At sa lahat po ng acting principals for the Technical Working Committee, special thanks to the principals of Silang Creative Team Technical Working Group. Of course, our very own Flor de Liza A. De La Rosa, General Vito Bellarmino, Integrated National High School, our Principal 3. Ma'am Elenita B. Umipon from Silang West Elementary School, Principal 3. Rowena G. Ermita, Lalaan Central School, Principal 2. Reynaldo S. Baisan, San Miguel Elementary School, Head Teacher 2. Catalina G. Canadalia, Lalaan 1 Elementary School, Head Teacher 1. And to all the principals who continually support this endeavor, mabuhay po kayo and maraming salamat po. At hindi po natin makakalimutan mapasalamatan ang ating mga local government officials na pinangungunahan po ng ating Honorable Mayor Corie Poblete, Vice Mayor Adolfo Velamide, Mayor Omil Poblete. And special thanks po sa support, Mr. Noah Cas. Thank you so much po, and sama-sama tayong maglakbay tungo sa pagbasa. Dahil yan ay Readventure.
Tayo'y maglakbay sa pagbasa. Alamin ang tunog ng bawat letra. Sa paglalakbay, huwag nang magpaiwan. Halina't tumuklas ng bagong kaalaman. Readventure, Readventure. Tayo'y magpasa't maglakbay. Readventure, Readventure. Tara na, sama na at sumakay sa Readventure.
Halina't